So this is part of zinnia breeding. I have to cull some colors that I don't want. I've already done a lot of culling this week, but today I'm doing even more, and I actually need to grab a spade, or I'll just use this butter knife. I use this little butter knife for transplanting little seedlings like this. I just stick them into my little pots when I'm upgrading them, and I make a little hole like that and they slide right in. I also use it when I'm transplanting little seedlings, and I got this idea from Florette, and I just thought it was so genius because I actually have a seedling transplanter that looks just like a butter knife, but it's from Fiskars, but the metal of the butter knife works even better. So we're gonna go to my La Petite zinnias. These are button-sized zinnias, so they are small and they stay about that big around. You can kind of see, get a good look at them here. But this is a color that I don't want in there because I'm weeding out all of the dark lilacs and darker pinks, which it's still kind of a pastel-y color, but it's just not light enough for me. So I've got to pull that out, and then I'm gonna replace it with one of these. So it's really just a matter of ripping it out of the ground. And it's so sad to do because it's such a healthy plant. Look at this. And it's a really pretty flower. It's just not the color I want in this patch. Then I just go in the same hole and plop a new one in. And there's some red ants in here, so I gotta be a little bit careful. So you can see where I've done it before. I just go through my whole breeding patch. This is a breeding patch of pastels, so anything that's not a super light pastel gets ripped out, and I replace it with a new pastel. Here's some pastel lilacs. I'm gonna let this one slide because it's fairly light. It's in that range that I like. And then this one's a raspberry parfait. It's not fully petaled out yet, but it's got like that creamy center and the darker lilac outside. This one's a cooler sort of lavender color. It's getting eaten by bugs right now, but it'll come to soon. I've got this really pink, shorter zinnia that I do not want. Bad genetics. So I'm gonna rip that one out too. Here's a little bit younger of a patch, and again, darker pink. Don't want that color. So we're just gonna plop in a new one. And I still have plenty of time in the season to grow a couple of generations of zinnias, so it's not a big deal that I do this, especially when I'm replacing more established plants, older plants with smaller plants like this. These have plenty of time to mature and give me seed by fall. So over here I have another batch of pastel mix, and I can already tell this one's going to be darker. And I don't really want that color, but I'm going to go ahead and let it open up all the way because sometimes zinnias will open up dark and then they lighten up quite a bit. So we'll check on this again in a day or two, and if it's too dark for me, then this one's also going to get replaced. And that's just what comes with the territory when you're breeding pastels, because if you're doing a mixed patch like I'm doing of pastels, I always do one every year because I want to breed new colors. You can expect that to happen because let's just say you breed this really light pale pink with this really light lilac colored zinnia. Well, both of those plants could have a dark pink gene in them, and so then you end up with a dark pink zinnia even though they both were pastels. That's just how it works. So you're constantly having to maintain the colors in your breeding patch by removing the darker colors if you're going for a lighter color, or if there's a petal shape that you're going for, you're going to want to weed anything out that doesn't have that shape. Or if there's a leaf structure, size, just like the button zinnias, I remove anything that has a larger petals in that area. And I also want long stems in my button zinnias because I want them to go in bouquets with other big flowers. So there's lots of things that you could weed out when you're breeding zinnias. So here's a good idea of the color that I'm culling, and it's one of the more popular colors that has a dominant gene. So again, if you cross-pollinate two zinnias that have this same color gene, even if both of them are pastel, you're going to end up with this color a lot of the time. It's the favorite color of the pollinators, but it's hard to rip out healthy plants like this, especially when they're nice and large. And these are larger zinnias. They're small right now because it's early in the season. They get larger as the temperature goes up. So these are going to go in the compost. So now we're in the Tufted Zinnia patch, and these are the sweet pink Tufted Zinnias, and I'm going to show you guys everything that's going to be culled out of here. So first off, This one's going to be taken out. All of these, it's going to be quite a lot because I only want the very tufted ones. All of these, this one, that one. This one may stay. This one's staying. That one is staying. These three are going. This one is staying. All of these right here are going. These two are going. This one is possibly staying. It's starting to tuft out. This one's definitely going. This one is staying. Pretty much all of these are going except for this one. Well, this one and that one are staying. This one is staying. That one's going. That one's going. That one's probably staying. This one's gonna go, go, go. This one's staying even though it's gotten eaten by something. All of these are going except for this one. And then over here, gone. This one's gone. That one's staying, gone. This one's gone. That one is staying. That one's going. That one is staying. This one is staying. And then this one's gonna stay. This one is staying. These are going. Pretty much all the rest of these are gonna go except for this one here and this one. So you can see I'm really only keeping roughly about 10% of these. And I'm kind of on the fence about it because a lot of these colors are baby pink. So I think I'm gonna pull them all out. But then I thought, well, maybe the tufted ones will cross-pollinate with those and make them tufted. So I'm kind of on the fence because it's a lot to get rid of. But I also have 2 huge rows of these planted out front also that are tufted. So I have those to go through too. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I should just leave this patch and weed out the ones I don't want in the other patch. I don't know. And you guys look, the pear tree is gone. This is no longer the pear garden. Garrett chopped it down today because it was just way too diseased. Even though it's given us pears every year, it was just awful looking. So now you guys have an idea of how harsh I am with culling zinnias. But it's something that you have to do if you really want beautiful, unique zinnias. If you want to breed gorgeous zinnias, you have to cull the ugly ones or the ones that you don't like, the undesirables. So anyway, there's still about half of these that haven't, or more than half that haven't bloomed yet also. So hopefully I'll get some more that are the quality that I like. And then next year, when I go in to plant all these tufted ones, I will pick the best of those. And so then I'll probably be getting rid of some of the ones that you guys think are really pretty that are tufted, but they're not as tufted as I want them to be, or they're not the right color. So next year it's gonna be a whole nother process. And I do this every single year and it's heartbreaking really, but it's so worth it in the end because you end up with some high quality zinnias. Here's some Hal's Yellow, looking beautiful. This is Sweet 16, looking gorgeous. You guys, this is a favorite of your guys', I know it is. I get tons of messages about this zinnia because it's a really beautiful, super pale pink. And then, you guys, this little patch right here, this is my test patch, by the way. And these are some colors that I'm still testing and trying to work out. This one's a new one. This is the Rainbow Zinnia. And I'll insert a picture of what it looks like. But this was a new one that I accidentally bred last year. Is that not pretty? Wait till you see the slide though, because this is not what it ends up looking like. And this is still really young. The plant is still getting established. It'll get much bigger than this. It's a really beautiful full-size large zinnia. So I'm curious to see if these bred true this year. So far the coloring looks a little bit darker than I remember from fall, but I'm gonna look up some earlier pictures from fall because I think maybe that's how they turned out. But so they start out like this, and then they go to like a peach, and then a really, really light peach, and then I think a cream. I can't remember. I'll have to look back at the photo, but check this photo out. And then this is creme brulee. I bred creme brulee with Sweet 16 because I'm trying to get better genes into the creme brulee line, and so far it's working. And then take a look at this. This is supposed to be berry parfait. I lightened it up one more time last year and the white took over on this particular one. But the other ones are still coming out to the right color. This one is still a really young seedling, so it looks lame right now, but it'll fill out and be a nice, full, beautiful zinnia again. So there's a few of those in here that I'm testing out as well. Over here, I've got a mango zinnia, and normally I don't like this bright of a yellow or orange, but this mango zinnia last year was gorgeous. This one has just started to open up. I'll insert a picture of what it looked like last fall. That's a new colorway for us also. Still years away from becoming a colorway, but so far so good. And there's a creme brulee right next to it because I'm trying to lighten it up. Anyway, I thought you guys would be interested in seeing what my process looks like with breeding zinnias. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work, and you end up culling a lot of plants when you're trying to get very specific colors. And of course, everything that you do is a hybrid until you're like 6 to 8 generations in, which some of these are, let's see, I started doing this seriously in 2018, but my first time getting a pastel pink was in 2016. I'll insert a picture of my first pastel pink. This is how bad, the picture quality is so bad because that's how long ago it was. But I just started doing it really seriously in 2018, trying to get really pretty colors in. So anyway, I thought you guys would like to see the process a little bit, and pretty soon, in about 30 days, these are going to be full-grown zinnias, and it's just going to be row after row of beautiful flowers, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. Anywho, the zinnia breeding series is coming. I meant to do it last year, but I lost a ton of footage when I lost my phone, and I didn't have any of it backed up. So I have a new phone now and a new camera. So we are going to finally record that series, and that one's going to be a lot more formal, and it's going to be broken up. This was just a kind of a tips and tricks thing for culling out certain colors, but I'll go into so much more detail in the zinnia breeding series. And I'm not sure how I'm going to separate the series from this YouTube channel because I don't want this channel to be all about zinnias. So I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments. But let me know what your favorite color is, what your favorite color zinnia is, and which one you liked the best. Follow us on Instagram, and you can message me on there and send me a picture of which one you liked the most. I'm really curious to see what your guys' favorite colors are. And stay tuned for the rest of the season because there's going to be a lot of beautiful zinnias blooming in this patch. Right, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.